afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me a little bit earlier today. I've got something that's come up this afternoon, but that's fine. It means we can get this done a little bit earlier. So, all right, here we go. What do I have with me today? White tile, and I've got a little bit of blue, a little bit of pink ink, and then whatever was left on my brush, I've used the Ribbons and Roses background stencil just to see. There you go. Look, to add a little bit of detail there. Hi, Glennis. Thank you for joining. Hi, everybody. So, okay, what we're going to start with, I want to find the middle. So, I'm going to bring my little ruler in here. Let's have a look. I'm going to just sort of put a little line in. See, not too all the way across, just a little bit. And same on this one here. Okay, and I want to do this way. Line that up. And I want to do this way. I've got my rubber ready because I'm not going to need that line completely. Just gives me a little bit of a hint as to where I'm going. Let's go in a bit. And being that I've got my ruler here, I'm going to use this third one in, and I'm going to put myself a bubble in there. I'm going to do that with pen. Let's have a look. I've got 2s and 3s all over the place because I want that to stay, but I still need to see where that middle bit is. Okay, all right, ready for the next bit? Oh, I'm going to do this in pencil just so everybody's a little calmer with it. It's I'm going to put like just a bit of a curve in, okay? So it doesn't matter which way you go. If you want to go the opposite way to me, but you see I'm putting that curve in. That's why I wanted that line. I know where I'm going. Left a little bit of a gap there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those curves in on these lines first. So the sort of the 12, 6, 3 and 9 o'clock. All the same way. Along there. So I've kind of got a bit of muscle memory kicking in there. This sort of the same size. So, of course, doing it this way, it feels like you want to go a little bit longer, but I don't really want to. I want to keep them the same. So, sort of about there. And back in. And there. And back in. If they're a little bit wonky, don't worry about it. They don't have to be exactly as is. You know what it's like. So we've got that in. So I'm coming now and I'm going to get rid of those straighter lines because we don't need them now. Okay. They're just going to get in the way. We don't want them. Okay. So now I've got those in. I'm happy I can carry on. I'm going to put them in pen. So I'm not going to go into that bubble in the middle. And on here. And next one in. You see, so some of them are a little bit different, I know, but I don't really mind. It's all about the actual doing, isn't it? So let's get those in. Now again, the next bit that I'm going to do, if you would prefer to do it in all pencil first, that's fine. Or I'm going to bring it in with pen. And I'm going to start, I don't want to sort of fill the whole space. So let's see how it works out. So I'm going to come in with 1. Then 2, going into there, and then 3. So you see I've got a little bit of that space left. So let's see if we can do something similar on this one. 2, and 3, a little bit of space left. So I'm going to repeat that. Just making sure I'm joining that. I'm still aiming for the middle. I'm just not drawing to the middle. Okay, again, trying to go with muscle memory if I can and keep those curves similar. Miss the top there. And then the next one. And then another. Same again. This is easy enough, isn't it? I think once you get into the hang of it, it works okay. And the next one. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1 and 2. That was a bit thin. Oh, that's okay. And 3. Okay. So let's get rid of the lines now. Don't really need them. Obviously, make sure that your pen's dry before you do that. course, let's get rid of those bits and pieces. And I think what I'm going to do I have one with me? Usually I've got everything with me except the one I don't want, or the one I want. Okay, I'm going to use my 05. Oh, I've got a brush. Can't see for staring. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to fill that bit in the middle. That can be drying off. Okay. So let's go in a little bit more now. I want to do, you see, I've got this sort of space here, so I'm going to take the point and bring it in like that. And then this one here, I'm going to bring it in and under there. And then this one here, I'm going to follow it through, look, and under there. All right, let's try that again. So, okay, first one's first. Let's go there. Then this one. And then this one. See, I'm pretending to go under there and into there. So, same again. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, goodness me, Wendy. That's a long time to go without, isn't it? I hope you've been okay. It's not what you want. Glad it's getting sorted though. Right, to there. And that one. Lots of lines on here now, isn't there? We're going to have to do something that's going to give these a little bit more interest in some senses. But let's get these in first. And this one. And again, look, that one. Follow it round so you get the same sort of like line in there. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, so see the little gaps that we've got in between. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do some diagonal lines and the other way. So it's going to be a real small grid. We're not going to do anything inside that, so you can go as tiny as you like. And I'm going to repeat the others. I think what I'm going to do is put this one in and the next one. Oh, Maureen, it is going to be a little bit of a focus. Not too taxing, this one. It's just about putting those lines in, isn't it? And making sure that you're in the right space. So it kind of looks, it's right in the middle. This one looks a little bit leaf-like. Next one. I see I'm doing all my angles this way first. Just think that'll give me a little bit of really relax when I can come to doing the other side because I've already drawn them in. And of course you can take your time. I'm working on HQ time. Lots of prep ready for tomorrow, see, so busy. And I need to pop over on the Sanntangle page at some point because I want to show you some new fabrics. I like to get the word out to you first. Hopefully you'll like them. Okay. Oh, Maureen, sending our love. Come on, though. I suppose it's over now. It's a case of getting on with what you can and hopefully a bit of get well soon. See, look at that. It's a bit different, isn't it, than filling it with black ink, which you could do. But I just want to do something a little bit different there. Okay, you can see overs and unders there. So let's just bring out, I'm going to imagine that these are kind of ribbon. So they've got to finish somewhere, haven't they? So I'm going to come out here. I'm going to put a little bit of a double curve out there. Sort of similar thickness. And then we can do a little bit of a tail there, see? And another one. Where are we going to put this one? I want them close-ish. Let's sort of have it coming out here. Again, kind of similar thickness, bit tailish. Okay, so let's do one coming out here. Again, look at the thickness, little tail on. There. Okay, so that gives us 2. So you see there we've got 1, 2, 3. So is 2 enough? Do we need to have another one in there? So it's going to have another one there, look. And then of course same over here. Let's go there. So it's got one ribbon's got 2 tails coming off it, so it's like fastened and then it's in there. So that gives, oh, sorry, that gives us that. So stick with my pen for a minute, and I'm going to sort of look at this first one here. Let's go in a bit. And what I want to do, I'm going to come in with some small whoops like this, and do the same on that side. And then here, look, it's quite small there. A little bit of a space, and then some more. Now right at the bottom, you're going to see a little bit, so it looks like it's following through. And this first one comes sort of in here, doesn't it? So let's put that one in and do it that way. Okay, so let's do the same on those. Like so. They don't all have to be the same way round, just kind of working it in. To this one. Like so. They're really quite quick to draw, but take your time to get those loops. See how that works. Same here. And into there. And this one. So again, you're not going to see all of it. They're not all going to be the same. So take your time. Make sure you get those loops in. Let's go in that way. Next one. Once you get the hang of them, they're really easy to do. You can kind of do it all in one go. Little infinity signs, aren't they? And sort of follow along. Just sort of keeping in with the flow there. And one more. So they don't need a lot, it's just about having a little bit of detail in there. And into there. Okay, so we've got to choose one of these little tails. We've got to kind of have a similar pattern going on. Just one coming out here. See, that's going to sort of be on the end there. Okay, let's have a look. So, looking at now our second one, you can see the second one's there. I'm going to leave that one with nothing on it. So that brings us to our third one here. See, our third one, we've already done the underside of it. So we've got to do the top side of it as well. However, what I'm going to do here, because I don't want it touching that one, I'm going to put myself a thin line on the edge like that. Let's go around and do that first. I'm just going to break it up there, because we can sort of say it's got it on there, but you just don't see it, see? See? Thin line. And that you can do it in a different colour if you want to, all sorts of things. But I thought it'd be nice to do this a little bit different. A little line. And So then again, I'm not going to even try and get it the same sort of angle as such, because it doesn't really matter, because the ribbon is sort of round anyway. See? So, as before, I'm coming in and doing all these angles first. All the way down. Same with this one. See, because there's quite a lot of pattern on this, leaving that one in the middle just makes for somewhere for your eyes to rest. You can, there you go. Work it round. And with that. And into there. It's quite nice actually, because the patterns aren't really tricky today, and they're kind of just enhancing what we've already drawn. Oh, Maureen, they weren't steampunk fairies, were they? Okay, so same again, look, I'm going to come this way, putting that little bit of an angle in. Oh, thank you, John. He's found me and brought me a cup of tea. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. See, just having that little line on the edge there has made all the difference, hasn't it?
Has it got a meaning, this little line?
I'm not... You don't even know what I'm doing, John. Okay. Oh, just... He comes in and puts his 2p in and butts into the conversation, not knowing what we're talking about. I'm not doing steampunk fairies. To this one. Okay, one more. Look at this. Just a few lines, all that detail. Look at that. So again, we need one of those tails. I'm going to go with this one. Along that one. One on this side, doesn't matter which. I'm going to go with the longer one. And put those angles in. And there we go. To that one. Okay, let's have a look at this. So this little flower that we've got here, I think, let's put a couple of them around the outside here. So different sizes. They don't have to be in the same place. One or two sort of dotted around. They're really fun to draw, actually. We're drawing these on everything now. Let's go a bit bigger. Okay. And here we go. Sort of in bits there. Tiny bit there. There maybe. Let's have a look. Okay, and there's a bit of a gap there. Let's put one in there. Okay. So let's go in now with a little bit of colour, because we've left one, as you can see. So rather than just shading this, now let's have a look. I wonder if I can actually sort of match colours a little bit, because I've got a bit of pink and a bit of blue. I just need to give my, see, I've got a bit of blue there. And the pink, there we go, a little bit of pink into there. So let's bring in the mid sea blue to go with that lighter blue. Oh, just lost the end on that one. Sometimes, you know, I think it's my sharpener. Oh, no, lost that one. So maybe I'm putting the dark one on. I've wet my sharpener in the process there, that's okay. And let's bring a little bit of the lighter pink in. Okay, and of course my white. Okay, a few colours there. So I've got dark sea blue, summer sky, mid rose, light rose, and white. Okay, let's go in. So I'm going to start with the darker one, the dark sea blue, and I'm going to choose which I'm going to go with. This one, I'm going to go with dark sea blue there, and I'm going to do that on the inside there as well. I'm actually going to go all the way around doing those. So you see, I've not put any there. So top and bottom on the outside, and just a little bit on the inside there. So I'm even going to go around and do that in the areas where I've got pink ink. And a bit there. A bit there. And there. And that side. Just a bit there. And a bit there. Okay. So let's bring in a little bit of now this is going to be a little bit radical. I'm going to bring in the mid rose. I'm going to go in there and there and there. Okay, so I know at the moment that's not quite blending in as you would expect. Well, bear with me. We'll go for it. And sort of, I'm not even trying to blend it yet, you see, just applying that colour, mixing it in. Same on all of them. Okay. All right. So then I'm going to come in with the lighter pink. To the meeting, so I might not actually get to use the summer sky, but it was there just in case. Maybe I'm just going to use that sea blue at the top there. But we'll see. I don't think I'm going to fit it in. Okay. This is the thing sometimes. I know we use pencils and these blend beautifully in their little colour spaces, but sometimes it's nice to do something a bit different. I'm going to bring that white in there. Again, that's not going to blend perfectly at the minute. But let's get it in anyway. And it's a sort of a starting point. Okay. That helps. So let's go back to this dark sea blue up here. Let's put a little bit more in. I'm going to kind of work over some of that pink. Same at the bottom. Okay, and there. So if I then bring in the darker rose at the same time and work the two together. There we go. So working them in. I'm going to get that blue on the top. Come back in with the blue. Going into that pink. And there it is. Right, same here, look. So I've got a little bit more pressure going on there because when you're trying to put two colours together that are different, we are gonna get there with it. But sometimes you've got to work it in a little bit more to get it to do it. So we're going to get a little bit of like more of a purple coming in there. Okay, so it's nice, isn't it, to try do different colours and see if you can get them to merge together. There you go. So, because these are, these are going to work, putting that blue and pink together, you're going to get a bit of a purpley colour. A bit in there. So They sort of go over each other. You've got plenty of sort of scope to do this because you can build up lots of layers. That's a nice thing. Right, a decent pencil. Work over that one. And that one. Sort of working the two. Back with this one. So it might take a bit longer than blending the same colours together, but you can get a different tone out of it. Or more, and yeah, it could be, couldn't it? You don't even have to do sort of one layer. You could just do 3 layers. You could just do 1 or 2. Let's options with this one as always. I'll try and give you options. It's hard to think what everybody would like to see, so kind of have to go with a little bit of interest there and mix it up now and again. So now last week we didn't do that much colouring, did we? Because we had already inked our tiles. All right, coming in with that pink now. My lighter one. Let's see, I can go down most of that. Fit most of that in, look. I'm going to leave that little gap in the middle there, but not too worried about it in that other side. To that bit there. Sort of carrying on. Just leaving that highlight, as I say, in the outer bit of the ribbon, but not too worried about it in the inside there. Okay, and along that bit. Okay, let's have a little look. See, look, that's coming, isn't it? I'm going to go back in with that white. Just do it on the outer bits there. Look. Just to get that little bit of a highlight going. And then I'm going to come back in with that darker blue. And just sort of make sure that top end is definitely blue and I've not gone too purple with it. I want to see that colour in there. Okay. So it's a bit of a challenge today, isn't it, to get your colouring pencils out and try and blend a couple of different bits together. All right, let's go in my regular pencil now. And I'm going to put some in here, and here, and under there. And let's also add a little bit down that side. Better put a bit on there as well. It's quite a lot of pencil, I know, but if we work our way around, a bit there, a bit there. You know, if you feel that you need more, you can always go in and add it anyway. So if you think that you've forgotten a bit, you'll notice it when you blend it out. And to this one. Oh, hi Ree. So we've blended a couple of different colours together today rather than keeping it in the same kind of colour family. Well, I'll tell you what we do need to do, don't we? We do need to do the colour on the ends as well. I always forget a bit. Now they're only small, so they don't take much doing. But they've got to sort of do it to be in keeping with the rest of the piece. There you go. Problem solved, just like it never happened. It was always there. I'm going to do a little bit as well whilst I'm going round. You see, I'm not adding a massive amount. They're quite small areas, So you're not going to get much in anyway. Okay, let that look. And in there. Right, tortillon at the ready. Here we go. So I'm going to soften off all those little bits. Might not be a bit darker in there. But these are going to have that little bit of a highlight again. And into this one. Oh, I'm sure you're going to love this one. I'm going to have a go at it. Who knows? You could put your own patterns in. You don't have to follow mine. It's nice to do something. It looks nice, but it doesn't take a massive amount of time or a lot of work. Okay. Of course, you know, putting that little bit of shade on afterwards brings everything together. Put it down there, look. Easy to do. I think I'm going to get a shiny gel pen out as well. So I'll play with that. Okay, just sort of brushing around that a bit. Didn't take long at all, did it? Almost there. And of course, because I've got that inking in the background, it does make life a bit easier for shading. So what do I need first? Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to put a little bit of sparkly just in the middle of those flowers. Now, I don't know if you... There you go, just catch it there, see? And you'll just catch it in as you go round. So I'm going to do that on all the flowers. Again, I know it's only a tiny bit, but it'll make a difference. I'll work my way around there. And just needs a dot really, so it's not going to take you too long. It's literally a dot. Of course, then as you move your piece, it'll give you a little bit of Maureen. Being that you've not been very well, Maureen, yes, there are a couple of new things tomorrow. Now, I know you're loving your masterclass stencils, so I have done you a masterclass stencil tomorrow, which is going to match in with the animals that we've done so far, although it's not an animal, it's a bird. And I am going to be doing a masterclass, back to class. I know you love those stencils because you can't all make it to class. So there is a masterclass, a back to class set 3 coming. And what does that include? Wow. If you liked what you saw at the weekend with the duck, then I have been very nice to you and I've included that in with it. Okay, just going to get this going. It's a brand new pen. So. Okay, and a little bit of a highlight in there. Okay. So yeah, exciting day tomorrow. Looking forward to it. So, last thing to do, bit of a signature. There you are, all done for the day. So if you are around tomorrow, I'm on the Facebook at 11 o'clock with Adam. And then I'm on 4 on the regular Hobby Maker channel, 4 and 6 tomorrow. So yeah, it should be a good day, should be nice, hopefully. The sun will still be shining, so it'll be a nice drive down there in the morning. So, all right, I will see you all tomorrow, or if not, back here on Friday, usual time, for our next tile. So have a good one, everybody. Enjoy the sunshine, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.